Sylvia Saber with OPTV Global Headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day. A beleaguered Palestinian citizen has called on Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan for help to get his ailing daughter treated. 15 years old Walla's aunt shared father's letter where he appealed to PM Imran Khan to help treat Walla and has requested the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, Sindh Governor Imran Ismail and PPP Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari to help in the treatment of her niece. U.S. Democratic Muslim Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has expressed serious reservations about a Republican House task force that includes extremists and accused of Islamophobia. Trump-aligned Republican leadership in the U.S. Congress recently unveiled 7 policy task forces, and the composition of one of the task forces on freedom of worship angered some progressive Democrats like Ilhan Omar. The Deputy Speaker of United Kingdom thanked Pakistani doctors and nurses in the United Kingdom for putting their lives at risk to provide healthcare services for others during the COVID-19 pandemic. When you look at the National Health Services, there is very large proportion of Pakistani doctors and nurses who have worked hard to look after the vulnerable and to save lives, Dame Eleanor Lang said. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appealed to US President Joe Biden's administration to lift or waive all sanctions on Iran as agreed under a 2015 deal. Mr. Guterres also urged the United States to extend the waivers with regard to the trade in oil with the Islamic Republic of Iran and fully renew waivers for nuclear non-proliferation projects. Up next, we have the national updates. Pakistan Army successfully inducts the first batch of VT-4 tanks where Commander Mangla Corps Lieutenant General Shaheen Mazhar Mahmood visited Armored Division. The Inter-Services Public Relations said that Corps Commander witnessed the mobility and maneuverability test of tanks and appreciated the efforts undertaken by the formation for smooth conduct of the induction process. Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa visited the National Defence University, Islamabad and addressed the participants of the National Security and War Course. He said that spoilers of peace in Afghanistan risk regional instability. While expressing resolute support to the people of Indian-administered Kashmir, COA stressed upon a peaceful and durable solution of Kashmir issue in line with relevant UN resolutions and aspirations of Kashmiri people. Chief of Pakistan Air Force Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmad Babar Sidhu has called on President of Turkish Defense Industries. The Air Chief appreciated the efforts put in by Turkish defense industry for indigenization and modernizing its defense fleet. He also reiterated his commitment to take Pakistan-Turkey military industry cooperation to new heights. Prime Minister Imran Khan has felicitated Chinese President Xi Jinping and the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China on the CPEC centenary. The Prime Minister said that the founding of the CPEC was a seminal event with far-reaching impact on world history. Up next, we have the health updates. President Joe Biden came up well short on goal of sharing 80 million coronavirus vaccines to the rest of the world by the end of June. Although the Biden administration has announced that about 50 countries and entities will receive a share of the excess vaccination doses, the US has shipped fewer than 24 million doses to 10 recipient countries. Pakistan's daily coronavirus caseload went back over the 1,000 cases in a day mark after the country reported 1,037 new cases. Another 40 people died of coronavirus in Pakistan in the last 24 hours, pushing the nation-wide death tally since the pandemic started to 22,321. Up next, we have the sports updates. Despite numerous injuries, Wimbledon organizers remain defiant and refuse to fix the state of their slippery and dangerous grass courts. Less than 24 hours after Serena Williams and Adrian Mannarino pulled out of matches after slipping and getting injured, more players have come forward to complain about the unsafe surface. Pakistani middle-order batsman Sohaib Maqsood has his eyes set on international cricket. After a week, he bagged top-notch awards at the PSL 2021 for his stellar batting. Maqsood vows that he will be a different player, that one that people saw in the second leg of PSL, and will play fearless cricket. West Indies women recorded a 10-run victory over Pakistan women in the first T20 of the 3-match series played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in St. John's. Set a 137-run target, Pakistan managed to score 126 for 6 in their allocated 20 overs. Up next, we have the business updates. Pakistan is now among top world 15 countries in cryptocurrency adoption. It is also estimated that Pakistan received an excess of $1.5 billion in crypto cash last year. As per the reports, Ukraine and Russia are leading the crypto adoption. African nations also landed some big spots on the top 20 list as well. Kenya comes in 5th, South Africa at 7th, and Nigeria sitting comfortably on the 8th. The Pakistani rupee appreciated by 10.51 rupees against the United States dollar in the interbank currency market in the fiscal year 2020 to 2021. The local unit closed at rupees 157.54 against the greenback on the last day of the fiscal year, 20 pesos or 0.13% stronger than the previous close of 157.74 in the interbank market. The Federal Board of Revenue of Pakistan went over its tax collection target of 4,691 billion rupees for fiscal year 2020 to 2021 and managed to collect rupees 4,725 billion. Tax collections increased by 18.2% during the current financial year, FBR sources said. The Oil and Gas Regulatory Authority of Pakistan has issued a price revision notification of liquefied petroleum gas for the month of July. The authority has increased the locally produced LPG price by Rs 222.28 per cylinder of 11.8 kilograms. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. Pakistan's metropolitan city Karachi is among the world's top 10 stressful urban centers to live in, according to a list by German company Way. Mumbai ranks at 100 as the most stressful urban center, while Karachi ranks at number 93 on the list, which is slightly better than Baghdad with 94 and Kabul at 95. The index is curated by analyzing 15 major stress indicators, which includes governance, environment, finance, and security. A prototype flying car has completed a 35-minute flight between international airports in Nitra and Bratislava, Slovakia. The hybrid air car is equipped with a BMW engine and runs on regular petrol pump fuel. It takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds to transform from car into aircraft. That's all from this bulletin. For more updates, do stay with us and keep watching OPTV Global.